No. Okay, fine. Dear, I'll just start with what we have completed with the previous week. We completed chapter 1. Okay. We completed chapter 2. Chapter 2, there is 2 slides pending, and we completed all the basic commands, and then we have completed scenario 1. Okay. So now I'll start with chapter 2. I'll complete chapter the 2 slide, and then I'll go with chapter 3 today. I'll try to complete the chapter 3 today. And next class we have quiz, and then I'll complete other scenario also. Yesterday somewhere asking, Mr. I want to please repeat the other scenario. No problem. I'll take another one more scenario, scenario 2. Then you will know it. Okay. Fine. Okay. Shall I continue?
Yes, Mr.
Oh. I think there is some noise, sir. I'll just mute all. Okay. Is there some noise still? Is there any noise for you?
No noise. I can't
No.
hear
No,
noise.
Mr.
Okay, fine. But for me, I think there is some noise like system noise or some fan noise I have. Okay, dear. So this is your chapter 2. For your quiz, I already discussed what are the topics are there till your for your chapter 2. That is I'll just go through the operating system architecture. So what is meant by architecture? What are the operating systems kernel? So what is meant by kernel? Okay. And then what is this operating system components? Actually, we thought of having 2 chapters. Um, but still fine, no problem. Operating system components. What is the operating system components are there? What are the different types of operating system components? Process management, memory management, file storage management. Okay. And then input output management, networking, protection, and command interpreter. So these are the basic components of the operating system. So similarly, services also the same thing what we have seen, right? Yes or no? So from this only the services also coming. We have discussed all those things. Fine. So up to this you have for your quiz 1. Till 13th slide you have to study for your quiz 1. And next, coming to the operating system services, it is just same like the components, like user interface. We have input output operation, program execution, communication, file system manipulation, error detections, resource allocation, accounting, and protection and security. Fine. So these are the things which we have in the operating system services. So what is input output operation, what is program execution, what is communication. See your program execution and then error detections and then all those deals with your process management. We have file management. Okay, we have security, we have networking, anything related to that. So we completed. So protection and security, accounting and resource allocation. Next we will go with the system program. So what is this system program? See dear, what we are seeing in chapter 2, we are discussing about the architecture, and then we are discussing about the components, and then we are discussing about the services, and then we are discussing about the system program. Okay, and then we will go for system call. So these things are very important. So system program. What is a system program? You know that system program is a software or a program that can be an operating system, a compiler, or an utility program that controls the aspects of operation of the computer. So if I want to perform any operations on a computer, you need to have the system program. For example, if I want to run the Linux program, what I need? I need the Linux Ubuntu. Without that, is it possible for me to run this system? No, it is not possible. It is not possible for me to have the run the operating system without Ubuntu. So it can be a program, or it can be an operating system, or it can be a compiler. You know what is meant by compiler? If you want to run any C program or C++ program or Java program or any program you want to run, you have the text editor or you have the compiler, you have the interpreter. So that is called as the compiler. And the utility program like Word, Excel, whatever the things, Notepad, calendar, calculator, all those are the utility program that controls the aspects of the operation of the computer. Whatever the operations which you want to do it in the computer, so it controls that thing. Understand here? What is system program? What is system program? System means, you know, you want to do something, some operations on your computer, then it is called as the system. So how you can do it, the operations on the computer? Either I can use it by using the operating system, or by using the utility program, or by using the compiler. If I want to run application or the program, we need this. Without the system program, you cannot do any operation. It is like an environment to run your application. It is like an environment to do any utility function. Okay, so in the system program we have some basic categories. What you are supposed to know, we come to know about the status information. It manages your file management, file modification, it's repeating, and then program language support, program loading and execution, and system utilities like for communication, calendar, all those things. Okay, so these are the some of the basic categories of system program. What is this basic categories of system program? Status information. What is this status information? I want to know the various states of the operating system, not states, different things what is happening in your operating system. And then file management, like you're using your Word, Excel. Okay, you're managing your file management using the C drive, D drive. And then file modification, program language support. Is it possible to run the C program without any editor, or without any program, without any installing any program? Is it possible? Can you execute and see? No, it is not possible. So it's suppose for some language you have the Windows 10. So Windows 10 can support for most of the application. We have the Linux. Okay, we have the Unix system, we have the mobile operating system. Different types of operating systems support for different types of language. And then in that program load language support, you can load the program and you can execute the program. And finally you have the system utilities. So these are the things which you can do it in the system program. Understand here what is meant by system program? What is system program? What is system program? Tell me. What is system program? What I explain now. Please tell.
Program that can be an operating system.
Okay, it can be on operating system or
Compiler.
compiler. It
Compiler.
can be a compiler. You know, compiler means when you want to execute any program, you need to convert the high level language into low level language. Okay, the machine will understand only the low level language, but we are writing the program in high level language called as English. So you need to convert that high level into the low level using the compiler, or it compiler not only that conversions, it will identify the error whether you have given the written the program correctly or not. Okay, fine. And then what are the things you can do it in the system program, or four categories of, or some basic categories of system program. We have status information, we have file management, file modification, program language support, program loading and execution, and system utilities. And come to system call. What is system call? Like system program, the system call provides an interface between the operating system and its process. We have the operating system and we have the process. Okay, how the process is executing in the operating system, how the application is converted into the different types of the process. Okay, so there should be some communication between the operating system and the process, because the operating system needs to allocate some memory, some CPU, some memory management to each and every process. So if the operating system want to do all those things, they need to interact whether this process P1 is completed or not, P2 is completed or not, P3 is completed or not. So they need to know the status of each and every process. So by making a system call, the user program communicates with the OS and requires services from it. So what is system call? It is just like the communication between the process and the operating system, or it acts as the interface. Using the system call only you can communicate with your process and your operating system. Every system call has a library procedure that the user program calls. Okay, so for example, I will tell you in C program you use in C++. Okay, you use C in and C out. You use C in and C out. For this, are we writing any code for this? Are we writing any code for this? How the C in and C out function will be called? It will be called using stream, iostream.h. Yes or no? Okay. Using the iostream, we have iostream. Using this function, you are calling this one. This is a function. So using this one, you are calling it. So likewise, every system call has a library procedure. It has the procedure. Procedure means function that the user program calls, using the function you will call something. I think even in your C programming you have had you have studied, like you have multiplication, you have calculation, something it will call in the main program, so what is system call? System call provides an interface between the operating system and its process. Between the process and the operating system, if you want to have the interface, then that is called a system call. By making a system call, the user program communicates with the OS and requests services from it. Every system call has the library procedure that the user program calls. So that's all about your chapter 2. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Do you have any doubt in the chapter 2? What we have discussed in chapter 2? Once again, just tell me what are the topics we have discussed in the chapter 2. We are discussing about the operating system structure, kernel, components, services, system program, and system call. Okay, so these are the important things are there in your chapter 2 or outcome 2. So I'll just stop my recording now, because this is for chapter 2. When I start the chapter 3, I will start recording again.